Welcome to our live YouTube streaming broadcast of the 1010 Wins Small Business Grant Challenge. Thank you to our YouTube viewers and our .com viewers for joining us. You're watching this live on 1010wins.com. If you want to join us, it's .com/live. And we hope you can actually make a few comments or remarks on Facebook or Twitter or whatever your favorite social media account is. Please post a comment on what's happening tonight and what you thought of us tonight. Meantime, we have great contestants, and one of them is going to be a $10,000 winner. Once again, let's quickly introduce our judges, Ken Gidden, Daniel Delahanty, and one of our former winners, Prisca Diaz. So this is how it goes. Our host, Rob Walsh, will be doing the honors. He'll introduce each contestant, and he'll describe what they're going to pitch. They will each have 90 seconds to make their presentation, and they can do it with a prop, they can talk to you directly, maybe they want to sing and dance, we'll see what happens. But they're not allowed to watch the other guy, so that's why they're all in this room, so they each have their own time. After that, there's a bell that goes off, literally, bing, time is up, and then the judges take over and ask them a couple of questions. So let's go to Rob Walsh and let the games begin.
Thank you, Juliet, and for all that Juliet Papa does for this city that never sleeps. Juliet Papa. Unbelievable. Our first presenter. Rise Products takes food waste and transforms it into new ingredients. Working with a dozen Brooklyn breweries, Rise sells upscale barley flour to local bakeries and restaurants, and now is looking to do so much more. Step up, Rise Products.
Thank you very much. Hey, everyone. All right. Hi, I'm Ashwin. I'm from Rise Products. I'm a mechanical engineer. 5 years ago, I met 4 people who believe in the same thing that I do, that waste exists only because we don't know what to do with it yet. And that's why we started this company. We turn food waste into food directly. And here's how we do it. We work with microbreweries in Brooklyn and Queens, almost all of them. We collect their spent grain. That's just barley that's been boiled and crushed. And all the sugars have been taken away to make it into beer, leaving behind a rich source of protein and fiber. And because they don't know what to do with it, they have no other choice but to throw it away. Instead, we rescue it from them. We take it to Long Island City, Queens, that's where we're from, and we convert it into a flour. And that flour is not only sustainable and healthy, as you can imagine, but it's also sustainable, and more importantly, it tastes amazing. That's what I believe. And I strongly believe that food waste has to be fought where it is created. That's why we are inside a city. And people think we're crazy, but I say, yes, we are. And that's why we need some help from you, because we want to expand our production capacity. We want to buy a stone mill that can not only increase our production capacity, but also help us develop new economic opportunities, as well as reducing the cost by $2. And we also want to use the second half of that $10,000 to hire somebody that I've been training for a long time. So please help me fight food waste in New York. Thank you.
Perfect. Wow. Danny, you want to kick it off?
Sure. Great presentation, Ashwin.
Thank you.
Tell us about your customers and what the potential scale is for you to monetize this business.
Thank you. Okay, sure. So right now we're selling to chefs and bakers on one side. So that's one product line that we make for them. That's the high-end flour that you have right in front of you. We have 2 lines, a light and a dark, depending on what kind of beer it comes from. And they turn it into like pastry, and they put it on their menu. On the other hand, we're testing our product with large food manufacturers like Kellogg's and Nestle, and the scale that they require, we are not able to supply to them right now. There's 4.2 million tons of this material being produced in this country each year, and I strongly believe that we can rescue all of it.
Prisca?
Yeah, I have a question for you. How are you ensuring that after they used it, it's been, I guess, cleaned up for
Great question. So we work with the brewers, and all this time, all these years, because they have been thinking about it as a waste, they treat it as a waste. So we have to go in and change the way they deal with the waste. So we make sure that their collection process is no longer a waste management system, but rather an FDA compliant food collection system. So, and all brewers, hopefully all of them are totally into this. They believe in that sustainable vision, and so getting buy-in from them is the easiest thing. And we're very glad to work with a small community of brewers in Brooklyn and Queens.
Ken?
That's a great presentation and a great
Thank you.
idea. Do you have an unlimited supply of your raw material?
Yeah, okay. So in rural ecosystems, there's already infrastructure in place to handle this kind of waste and turn it into animal feed. It's the urban breweries where this is a problem. And right now they're paying breweries, breweries are paying to get this waste hauled away. Instead, we step in and just charge them half because our logistics happens extremely locally.
Wonderful. Great job. And I love the fact that he talked about about a dozen breweries.
Yes.
10 years ago, we had very few breweries, and we have a gentleman in the audience that wants to open another one, so my hope is that the two of you connect also.
I would love to.
Great job. Let's hear it for our
Thank
first
you.
presenter. Nice job. All around. And the work that you're doing is tremendous in the community. Great job. Our second presenter, Soulmates. They got tired of ruining their shoes, so they created heel protectors. 20 days out at events. This business also sells blister blockers and a spray that eliminates shoe odor. I think the judges have a few of those in front of them. Come on up and tell us more about the company.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. 1010. My name is Becca Brown, and I'm the co-founder of Soulmates. And we love our shoes, but sometimes our shoes don't love us back. So we make a line of shoe solutions. Now, this all started at my high school prom. I was all dressed up, wearing high heels, trying to take pictures on my parents' lawn, and my heels were sinking into the grass. I felt clumsy and awkward. I couldn't even stand up straight, and I ruined my shoes. I thought it was so frustrating, and I put it in the back of my mind. Fast forward a few years, and I was going to graduations and weddings and living and working in New York City and constantly ruining my high heels. I was fed up. So finally, I set out to create a solution with my Columbia Business School classmate, Monica, and we created our flagship product, which is a patented heel cap that prevents high heels from sinking into grass and getting stuck in cracks. Our expanded product line addresses specific and common shoe frustrations. Blisters, we make an anti-friction balm that prevents blister formation. Stinky shoes, forget about it. We have an all-natural antibacterial spray that eliminates odor. Comfort, our insoles will revolutionize the way you feel in your shoes. All of our products are natural, sourced locally, and the majority of them are made in the USA. We are disrupting the $20 billion shoe care market by having sustainable products and creating authentic solutions. If we are fortunate enough to win this money, we will use it to launch additional new products. So I hope you'll take this step forward and be my soulmate.
That's great. I saw a lot of heads out there shaking in the audience when you start talking about that. Who wants to? Priska, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, thank you. It's much needed. Thank you so much for inventing this. So can you talk to me about this specific
The blister
product?
blocker, right. So the blister blocker is a balm that you rub on your feet. It creates an invisible layer of protection and prevents blisters from forming. So it's not specific to any shoe since you rub it on your foot.
So what about the heel?
So the heel caps, I'm actually wearing them. We designed them to be very discreet. Let's see if I can do this. We purposely designed them to not detract from the aesthetics of the heel, and they work by increasing the surface area on the base of the heel, which dissipates the pressure and prevents the heel from sinking or getting stuck.
Daniel.
Great presentation, great energy. My daughter and wife are telling me it's sandal season, so blisters are everywhere.
Yes.
Tell me about how you're managing to crack your market and handle your competition.
Yeah, that's a great question. We've always built our awareness organically. We've always benefited from a lot of word-of-mouth marketing because a lot of our customers will use the heel caps at a social occasion like a wedding and find out about us that way. We do social media marketing. We do email blasts. We're constantly trying to do more of that, but we've been fortunate enough to have a great organic group of customers that spread the word.
Ken, you know a little bit about shoes.
A little bit. Great presentation, Becca.
Thanks, Ken.
What do you see as the barriers to entry? So how are you blocking out the competition?
Yeah, I'm so glad you asked that because we are not Dr. Scholl's, right? There are a lot of big shoe care brands, and we are not that. We are authentically creating products that are born out of our personal necessity. So we make a lot of products for women. Men use our products too, but we are for women by women, and that authenticity can't be replicated by one of these other big brands. Also, we do have patents on the heel protector. The formulation for the blister blocker is proprietary. The insoles are proprietary. The freshen is proprietary. So we do have proprietary components to the company, but ultimately we're establishing this brand.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice job. Congratulations.
Thanks, Raj.
This is great work.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Wow. Judges, you have a tough day ahead of you. Number 3. Last Friday was National Donut Day. And I'm sure our next contestant, Honey Pig Donuts, was busy delivering delicious donuts. I can't believe I haven't taken one of those off the board right here. It's been calling my name. Honey Pig also has a coffee house and caters out of its Whitestone location. Come on up, it's all yours.
Thank you. So my name is Mike Pignatello. I'm the pig in Honey Pig, and somewhere in the audience is the honey. Jen, if you're here, raise your hand. Here we are. So we are a small donut shop in Queens. We started Christmas of last year in my basement, sharing some donuts, saying to ourselves, we should open up a donut shop locally in our area. There are none. Just big donut Dunkin Donuts. So we did that. And 10 months later, we've done over 100,000 donuts. And the community responded well, and we're just like super excited to be part of the redo donuts. So here we are. Excuse me, I'm a little nervous. We came together as two families, and basically our brand is make fresh donuts every day. Anything we sell or make today, we don't sell tomorrow. So with being able to go by no other standard as Dunkin' Donuts, we could do whatever we want. We don't answer to anyone. We're looking to expand because we've really just new to the donut game, and people have responded so well. So we're trying really hard to keep up, and the $10,000 would be just wonderful. We have a residential oven in our little shop. Our rainbow cookie is one of the donuts we make in the shop, and to be able to make more product, we could really use the $10,000. Sorry, extremely nervous.
I was looking at some of the other flavors that you have. Fruity Pebbles.
Fruity Pebbles, maple bacon.
Yeah.
Here's our
And when you
display
came in, I
here.
said that they were calling my name. Rob, come over. Daniel, do you want to kick this off?
Great job, Mike.
Thanks.
Take a deep breath.
Okay,
It's okay. Tell me, you said you've sold 100,000.
So
you've
we've
made
made
100,000.
we've made over 100,000 donuts since we opened in September.
Are you making any money? Can you just say a little? I know you're new.
We're making some money. The good thing is at the end of the day, it's just donuts. So our turnover is not that much, and then the community benefits from that. We give to the firehouse, the police house, volunteer ambulance. We try to take suggestions and do as much as we can as far as charity. We work with organizations. We donate a lot of donuts throughout the Queens community.
Thank you.
So I want to talk about your product. He talks about the money, I talk about the product. How are you different from Dunkin' Donuts or some of the other shops?
One of our biggest challenges was opening the store directly next to Dunkin' Donuts, so big donut. So we're trying to remake the donuts, I guess, 2018 style. So it's a fast-paced industry as so many donut shops are opening up wherever we travel, vacation, through youth sports. There's always a trendy little donut shop that we check out, and we said we need to be a part of this game and get it in Queens, and what better place than the most, I guess, multicultural place in the country. So we get suggestions from all kinds, all over, and we make it happen. So
The money, the product,
The dreams. Mike, you're doing great. And I always think that if you bring donuts to people, there's nothing to be nervous about. I mean,
I can't believe you guys haven't opened it up yet. I mean, what's taking so long?
I thought it would be a little rude. But, Mike, what are your dreams?
Dreams would be certainly to open up a second Honey Pig, which we're looking at now in Astoria. I'd love to be able to give my kids something to just keep building and building, and hopefully be franchised out. Maybe, bigger market than Queens, maybe the country. Why not?
Great job. And I can't believe you said you're giving donuts to cops. I didn't know that they did donuts. They're just amazing.
So the cops and the firemen are,
This shocks me.
they do well around our
I hope I
community.
didn't offend anybody. Thank you very much. Great job.
Thank you.
Great job. Boy, this is a lot of fun. From healthy donuts to healthy snacks, our next contender, Partake, a Jersey City-based company, makes healthy snacks that are free of the top 10 allergens, artificial colors, flavors, and preservatives. Come on up and tell us more about it.
Hi, my name's Denise Woodard, and I'm the founder of Partake Foods. Shortly after my daughter's first birthday, I learned that she suffers from multiple life-threatening food allergies. I set out to find meal and snack options that met her dietary restrictions, my nutritional standards, and still tasted good, but I walked away from store shelves feeling frustrated and disappointed. All of the existing options were either full of sugar or tasted terrible. But my daughter's not alone in her struggle with food allergies. 2 children in every classroom in America suffers from a life-threatening food allergy, and that figure is up 50% over the past 10 years. At Partake Foods, we make delicious, nutritious solutions for these consumers. Our first products are 3 flavors of cookies that are free of the top 14 allergens, gluten-free, vegan, non-GMO, kosher, but most importantly, tested, and delicious. Excuse me. My broader vision for Partake is to become the trusted leader in this category, providing a solution for every part of the day, every meal and snack option. And I feel like we have the right team in place to make that happen. Prior to launching Partake, I led national sales for Coca-Cola's Venturing and Emerging Brands division, and our advisor is the former president of Enjoy Life Foods, the current leader in the category. Since launching in August, you can find our products in over 100 stores across the city, on Amazon, and we're currently in the process of launching Whole Foods stores across the entire Southwest. If we were to win the $10,000, we would use the, can I finish this sentence? We would use the money to support this critical launch, to support in-store demos, to support targeted digital social media advertising and local community activations that it'll take to make Partake Foods a success and continue to grow our distribution. Thank you.
Well, keep pushing. Great job.
That was a long sentence.
No, that's okay.
It turned
That's
into a run-on.
Well, we'll let you go. It's a good cause, what you're doing.
Thank you.
Ken, do you want to kick us off?
Yes, great presentation,
Thank
Denise.
you.
And in addition to being kid tested, they're now judge tested. So
Yeah.
they're great. How much more? I assume they are more at retail than regular cookies and things like that. And how much more? How much more is it? And is that a price prohibitive difference?
So you'll find that they're the same price, $4.99 for a 5.5-ounce box that holds 15 cookies as brands like Simple Mills. So on the premium end of products, but definitely not the highest price product in the store. Compared to like an Oreo or a Chips Ahoy cookie, they're about 30% more expensive, but very much in line with other cookies that you'll find in natural grocers. As we continue to grow and get some economies of scale, we hope to bring the price down to make it a bit more affordable.
Great presentation. I've been
you.
gluten-free for 3 months, so I understand the challenges of finding something tasty. Tell me a little bit about your price point and how, when you could potentially break even, or just help us learn a little bit more in that area.
Sure. So our margin with Whole Foods right now is 38%. With retailers in New York, because it is a bit more expensive to get the up and down the street distribution, our margin hovers around 30%. We found, based on our model, that we'll break even at 18 months because we're keeping about 50% of our business e-commerce, which is much more profitable and cash flows much more nicely than the retail portion of our business.
So your presentation was really great.
Thank you.
So you mentioned that there's 2 children per every classroom that have this issue. I think that your market could be extended to the people who are around them. For example, we live in Westchester. If there is a kid with those kind of allergies in the classroom, the entire classroom has to comply with that dietary restriction as well. So I think that your product is really amazing for not only the child that is suffering with this issue, but also the people around them. So
I
absolutely.
appreciate it. We found that our largest consumer base right now is vegans or newfound gluten-free consumers because the food allergy customer has a high barrier to entry because they're scared to give their child something new. But other parents who are looking for nut-free snacks, vegans, people who are on restricted diets by choice are choosing our products right now.
Great.
Well, great job. And again, a
you.
great presentation, as the judges already said, and just keep pushing and growing that business. It's so needed.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
I
thank you very much. Appreciate it. Tremendous job. Are there any cyclists in the audience? Anybody? Yes, the hands are going up. Our next finalist, iCycle, opened the first spinning studio in the South Bronx, helping many more New Yorkers become healthier and more active in their lives. Come on up.
Hi, good evening. Good evening. Oh, so I'm going. Hi. I am here to say that healthcare should not have a zip code. And so where I live and where I also work and have my business, iCycle, it is an issue that the people in the neighborhood have, an issue with healthcare. We have the largest obesity rates. We have also the largest number of diabetes as well as psychiatric issues in the Bronx out of all the 5 boroughs. So since I've been there, it's been wonderful. And what I want to say is thank you so much for having me here on this panel along with the other 9 people. There is a product, and the product is what we're doing there in the Bronx. We have implemented Pilates, yoga, meditation, and as well as, of course, indoor cycling. And these people don't even know what Pilates is. So it's been a wonderful transition. I know that this works. It has been successful. Your investment would not be for my business. It would be to change the environment of the South Bronx. These people need us, and it shows. I've been doing fitness for over 15 years. I came out of a big box environment where I had worked as a group exercise manager for a major player in fitness, and within 6 months, I implemented cultural fitness, and it works. And so that's why I'm here.
Great, thank you. Great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, you did a great job. Stay right there.
Okay, sure.
Catch your breath, and it's tremendous what is going on in the South Bronx because of people like you. It's being rebuilt, from the ground up. So
Yes.
great work. Daniel,
you.
You know a little bit about communities. And
Nice job, and I'm so glad to hear you're in the South Bronx.
Thank you.
I spin at home, so maybe I'll have to make that trip. Tell me a little bit more about where you are. Do you have a store now? How long have you been open? And are you bringing in any money at this point?
Okay, so the money that I am bringing in is actually paying for itself, kind of sort of like the rent itself, to be honest with you. The reason why I know that I need this opportunity is because we need more space to attract other instructors. I've been doing fitness for well over 15 years, and so I have instructors that might not have an interest because of the size and the look and feel, and also they're not comfortable with the environment so much. So if they come in, it's beautiful inside. I have it feeling like culture, smelling like culture. Sometimes I bring in a drummer to the classrooms. We do a capoeira kind of feeling, and a lot of the formats are very culturally driven, so it's a lot of familiar aspects to the fitness. The clients are amazing. They are loving it. However, I know that I can attract more quality instructors with, a better look for them. Yeah.
How are you spreading the word about this in a community that are not even aware of the health?
Okay, so word of mouth is huge. I've done this for a while. In 2013, I had served as a pop-up entity. So I had the the blessing to go into mostly all 5 boroughs already. So when people see me or see what we're bringing, they're like, oh, we kind of remember you. In addition to that, Hunts Point is kind of small, and I have met some clients like that already that have grew up there that I have worked with prior, like in Harlem or whatever. So the word is kind of getting around. Also, on a professional level, I have instructors that have grew up there, and they are like, you got to try this person, you got to try this out. And it seems to be working as well.
Good. Great job.
Thank you.
How do you measure, how would you measure success? I mean, are you doing it by numbers? What makes you feel good now?
Success has been in results, right? So I have some clients that I have been working with for over 10 years. I still work at the Y in Harlem. I can't emotionally leave them. And I teach there not as often. I started there with 1 class in spinning, and then it went up to over 12 classes. And then I was like, I have to get out of here and bring it someplace else. These people wait online almost 2 hours for my classes at the Y. And so that being said, I was able to affect how they felt about themselves. And so then they started affecting the way they felt about each other. Some people have lost weight. I've encouraged people to get jobs, change their hairstyle, their clothing. I've actually offered some internship teaching roles to some people that have followed me as well.
Yeah, well, thank you very much
Yes.
for coming in. What a difference you're making up in the South Bronx
Thank
and in
you.
Harlem through the Y, and we need to replicate you.
Definitely, definitely. That's what I'm tending to do, and make it larger so that more people feel comfortable about fitness.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank
for
you so
coming in
much.
and sharing
Thank
it
you.
with us. Wow, what a great story. Our next contestant. For refugees coming to this country, finding a job can be very difficult. Emma's Torch has opened a new cafe in Carroll Gardens that offers refugees culinary training, ESL classes, and jobs with some of the best restaurants in our city. You're on.
Thank you. Last year, I met a young woman from Saudi Arabia. She was living in a homeless shelter after fleeing her country. Her dream was to become a chef, but she didn't have the time or money for training. Fast forward a year. She's now running the Oyster Bar at one of the fanciest restaurants in New York. Her dream has become her reality. So what happened? I'm Carrie, and I'm the founder of Emma's Torch. We're a nonprofit restaurant in Brooklyn that provides culinary training and job placement services to refugees and survivors of human trafficking. But we do more than just support our students. We create community around food because we believe that when we can come together around the table, borders don't matter. Last month, we opened our new restaurant in Carroll Gardens, and the reviews have been astounding. Just this morning, we were named one of New York City's best new restaurants. But like any entrepreneur, you're never satisfied. A grant from 1010 Wins would allow us the ability to transform our garden into a place where our guests could enjoy food, come together, and create memories. Our namesake, Emma Lazarus, wrote the poem that's on the Statue of Liberty. She urged us to support those yearning to breathe free. And today, I urge you to invest in our students and their chance at the American dream. Thank you.
Judges, Priska, you want to kick this off?
Sure, I'll start. Thank you so much. I feel like you're doing such a great service for
Thank you.
all immigrants. I'm an immigrant myself, so I kind of connected a little bit. It's a great story. Now, how are you finding these students or these dreamers who want to break it into the chef industry?
We work with a number of refugee resettlement agencies and homeless shelters, and they refer in clients to us. Though sometimes, for example, there was one story where a woman had an article written about the perils of surviving being trafficked and kidnapped from her village, and the last line of the article said, "My dream is to one day become a chef." So we called the shelter, and she is a proud graduate of our program. So it's really about using New York to find people and make their dreams come true.
It's very
Ken?
nice.
That's a great story. How do you reach out to the restaurateurs in New York to place your people? Is that a good relationship, and are they being receptive?
I feel so lucky to be operating a restaurant in New York because the easiest part of my job is finding restaurants for our students, because I get calls every day from the biggest restaurateurs saying, we hired one of your students. When can you send us more? And so we are so grateful for the community of support from the culinary industry. Not only that, from the chefs who donate their time to teach our students, from the CPG companies that donate product, and from the knife manufacturers that make sure our students are dressed for success when they go on those interviews.
Fantastic presentation. I've seen a similar type of shop in San Francisco, so congratulations. Being the banker, I got to ask you some questions. So you're a nonprofit. Tell me about your revenue. How much do you rely on grants and contributions, and how does the actual restaurant feed into that?
That's a really great question. I'm glad you brought that up, because I like to tell anybody in the business world, being a nonprofit is a tax status. It's not a state of mind. We had a 6-month pop-up to really test this concept. You know, it sounds good, but does it work? Where we only were open for 2 meals a week. In that time, over the course of 6 months, we were able to offset our budget. 44% was earned revenue, the rest was donor-based. This year, we're looking at 50-50, and in 2 years, the goal is to be 70% revenue-driven, 30% donation-driven.
And what is that annual revenue now?
So we've opened about a month ago. We're looking at an operating budget of $750,000, about 50%, which will be driven through the restaurant.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Great. Wonderful. Great job. Keep up the great work. Keep hiring. Keep making those connections for the refugees and with the restaurants. And there's a restaurant owner or two in this audience, and connect with her or him. Don't want to give it away just like that. Okay. Well, great work. This is amazing. Our next finalist wants to keep her customers happier and warmer. 13-1 Sportswear creates jackets and incorporates NASA space technology to retain body heat by 90%. The jackets are made for athletes or those looking to travel lightly and with style.
Thank you.
You're on.
The best part of running a half a marathon is crossing that finish line and being wrapped in a silver heat sheet to keep warm. Hi, my name is Hema Nambiar, and I'm the proud owner of 13-1. I make jackets from a patent-pending fabric that incorporates NASA-developed technology. You know this technology because it's in the heat sheets that are given to marathon runners after the race to stay warm. My jackets are water repellent. They retain 90% of your body heat, keeping you warm. They're packable, and they weigh less than 1 pound, which is perfect for travelers and outdoor enthusiasts who like to travel light. If I win this challenge, I'll use this funds to hire 2 employees for the holiday season. During the holiday season, there are a lot of opportunities for small businesses to be at vendor shows. The problem is, I'm a one-woman shop and I can't be everywhere. So I need help with manpower. And what I realize is, currently I'm selling the jackets online, but for being a new brand, I have to be in front of customers. And the best way to be in front of customers is actually be there physically. So if I hire 2 employees, they'll be working for 16 weeks, 20 hours a week, being paid $15 an hour, and that equates to $9,600. The $400 remaining from the budget will go towards social media marketing. Now, if I win this challenge, you're not only helping me build a brand, but you're helping me build a team, which is crucial right now to sustain as a business. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you. Stay right up here and stay. Oh, we're not letting you off the hook yet. Is this your product right here?
Yes, yes.
Daniel, you'll kick it off, and I'm going to bring the product out. Okay? You mind?
No, not okay.
Okay, great.
Sounds fantastic and very, very durable and warm. Tell me about how you're going to crack a really, really crowded, competitive field with a lot of big money investors in other brands.
So nobody has this fabric. We have a patent pending on it. So that's it. The fabric is paper thin. It retains 90% of your body heat. It weighs less than 1 pound. So I don't really have the competition right now.
Do you make them yourself? How do you do that?
I have them manufactured overseas. Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
So if you're cold, like me, I'm a cold-blooded person, I'm always cold. Is that going to warm me up, or is it just going to keep me the same temperature?
So the way it works is it reflects your energy back. So as you start walking, your body starts heating up, and it retains 90% of that body heat.
So you have to move. You have to be in movement to get
Right,
warm.
but if you're still standing around, it'll sustain that body heat and you won't go colder. And that's why the military uses it for rescue operation. That's why the marathoners get it after the race.
Okay.
Ken?
Great presentation, Emma.
Thank you.
What does 13.1 mean, and do you have any issues with the supply of the raw material?
Okay, so 13.1 is the number of miles in half a marathon. I run half marathons, and our tagline is, because every day is a marathon. And I'm sure everyone feels it as soon as they get up at 6 in the morning, they've already done half a dozen things. The raw materials, no, there's no limit. You know, I get to say how much we make, and we produce as we want.
Great. Anybody else? Great job. 13.1 miles. Keep running and keep developing this product. And I'm going to take my jacket back. Is that a large, by the way?
Rob, can we see the brand? If you pull up the hood a little bit. Oh, okay, nice.
All right. The hood? Yeah, this is coming home with me. I hope it's a large. All right. Boy. All right. Our next contestant. The F train may not be running on time these days, but one thing is for sure, our subways are wearable, and our next finalist is going to tell us how. New York City Subway line. Creative t-shirts, hoodies, and many other products. And the production is licensed by the MTA and supports the Transit Museum.
So 22 years ago, I was a working actor schlepping around New York on the subways when it occurred to me that the subway should be wearable. So I took my life savings and started making these iconic subway products under license from the MTA.
You'd like me to pass those around? Or you hold
Oh,
You're
sure,
good.
can pass it for now.
Okay.
And here's some more of them. And I'm very proud of this line. We have some great customers like Macy's and museum stores. But it's been bound by New York City only. And at retail these days, it's very challenging. Some of our big customers have gone out of business, like Toys R Us, as an example. And we've been trying to figure out how to grow beyond this, beyond New York. So I came up with a new idea for products under a brand called Mapped Gear. Mapped Gear is launching into the $22 billion corporate gift and promotional products market. And instead of getting something just with a logo on it, a giant logo that you might leave in your hotel room, Mapped Gear is giving companies an alternative. So we can make a map for anywhere, your city, your state, your country, or the world, calling out your locations. You can add your logo if you want to. But we think that this is something that people are actually going to want to keep and use.
You want to finish up?
With this grant, we would invest heavily in marketing to let potential customers know what we do and where we can be found. You gave us 90 seconds. With this grant, we might be able to give Mapped Gear the world.
How can you cut her off with that line? So you're going to first tell us how you're going to fix the subway system. No. Okay, Ken?
That's a great presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
So you're selling to stores. Are you doing a wholesale business as well? And if you're selling to the stores, what's your typical retail on the products?
So you're talking about Subway line?
Yeah.
So with Subway line, no, we have a nice little customer base, but all of our retailers really are in New York City. Every once in a while, a chain store will come and buy us just for New York, and that's frustrating as a business owner because we just can't can't grow. We're making really beautiful products, and the places where they are, they do very well. And everything from, like, say, $22 for a T-shirt up to $75 for a reversible tote, like you see here. And we want to do this. As long as there are Subways, our products are going to be around. So I'm committed to my Subway line. But as a business owner, I really needed to find a way for us to grow. And, you know, promotional products, there's a lot of dicey stuff out there that I think even the industry knows some of that stuff just gets left in the hotel room. We thought people buy our products. So if we can make something beautiful, they're going to keep it and use it. And that's got a lot of value then for the giver as well as the recipient.
Thank you.
So your second line of promotional products with different cities, is that you're selling that to other businesses for them to attach their logo and then give them away? Or?
Yes, each product will be customized for that customer. So they'll tell us what area they want to show on the map and where they want us to pinpoint their locations or the location of their meeting, as an example. And each product will be different. You know, each map will be different. And we've started out with 6 different products, a messenger bag, a padfolio, a couple of different shapes of tote bags, and we're just moving into journals now. Okay. But it's so new. But it's new. Nobody else is doing it, and we're excited about the potential of it.
Sounds great.
Thank you.
What a great product. This is fantastic, and I love the A Train hat there.
It's yours.
Okay.
I can say that because you're not one of the judges.
I am absolutely shameless up here. Juliet, did you hear that? Okay, great job, and keep up the great work.
Thank you.
Yeah. This is the theme tonight is healthy. And our next finalist is Sustainable Snacks, which promotes public health through better snacking. This Bronx-based company offers products that are 100% plant-based ingredients, including nuts, spices, maple syrup, sweetened dark chocolate.
That's it.
You have some products here. Should I?
That would be great.
Is this right here?
Yes, and
You talk, I will pass.
okay, sounds good. Just a heads up, they're color coded. So the pink are the spicy cherry, the blue and green are the blueberry, and the multicolored are the cranberry flavor.
People to work. Okay, judges.
The samples are not limited to judges, FYI. Go ahead. Hi, everyone. I'm Rebecca, and I have lupus. Believe it or not, there was a time not too long ago where I actually couldn't get out of bed because my body was so stiff and inflamed. I was prescribed a variety of different medications and told I would live a limited lifestyle. I knew there had to be a better way. I pivoted and moved into the field of public health, where I supported myself and many clients on improving their health outcomes through plant-based eating. I'm happy to share that I'm now in remission and no longer take any medications. I'm also the proud founder of Sustainable Snacks, where we focus on promoting public health through better snacking. Why snacks, you might ask? Well, Americans are now snacking between 4 and 6 times each day, and flavor is the #1 driver when grabbing a snack on the go. At Sustainable Snacks, we believe you should never have to compromise between taste and nutrition. So we use simple, wholesome ingredients to develop delicious, boldly flavored grab-and-go snacks. We're also proudly based in the Bronx, New York, where we create jobs for local Bronxites and make our products available at reduced cost in the community that is the least healthy county in New York State and also the poorest congressional district in the entire country. We're very committed to scaling in the Bronx, and we thank you for having us here. If awarded the grant, we'll create another manufacturing job within the community, and we'll also be able to launch our affiliate program, where a team of natural food chefs, dietitians, health and wellness professionals will join us in spreading the word about plant-based eating and our brand.
Nice
Thank
job.
you.
Nice job.
Rebecca, great job. I'm so pleased to hear that you are well and that your
Thank you.
business is off the ground. Tell me about your customers and how you're reaching them and what your sales might be right now.
Sure. So in December, we went into 300 new additional stores. We're also doing a lot of direct-to-consumer sales through our e-commerce website. Our goal is really to promote healthy behavioral changes, and sustainable snacks serve as a solution to facilitating those changes. And so our website serves as a great platform for providing the nutrition education. We offer original recipes that feature our products and a lot of background on the health-supporting ingredients we use.
Prisca?
Are there any allergy-free ingredients in your products at all? Or is that
So we are 100% allergen-free except for tree nuts. As you know, if you don't have an allergy, tree nuts are a great source of plant-based protein and heart-healthy fats. So the only allergen we use are the nuts. But for someone like me, nuts have been a staple food since making these changes.
Great presentation, Rebecca. It seems like you have a great product. How are you getting the word out? I mean, are you explaining it on your website, and how are you getting other people to know about it?
Right. So my partner has a great marketing background, which has been very useful in helping to develop the brand recognition. As I mentioned, we have a strong community of health and wellness professionals who feel compelled to help us spread the word. And so one of the new and exciting marketing arms that we're implementing is this affiliate program where health and wellness professionals will share our products with their communities. We also do some social media advertising, in-store demos. We do a lot of community events in the Bronx. So it's a mixed bag of marketing platforms.
That's great. Fantastic, and what a great story. And my hope is that you continue in the Bronx, and I don't know if you're connected with, I think of places like Hostos Community College, which has a new food program. If not, let's connect at some other point, but keep up the great work.
That's wonderful. Thank
Good,
you
thank
so
you.
much.
Unbelievable. Our final presenter. Can you believe this is made in the Brooklyn Navy Yard? Spacesuits in the Brooklyn Navy Yard. Well, Final Frontier Design works with NASA and develops safety garments to enable human travel to space and also for first responders. You're up. Do you need your glove?
Sure.
Okay.
Hello. Actually, I'm not sure I do need the glove. But the clock's ticking. So my name is Ted Southern. I am the president and co-founder of Final Frontier Design. We're in the Navy Yard. We make spacesuits. My background is actually in costuming. I worked in the entertainment industry here in New York City for 12 years, making props and special effects and costumes for a variety of shows. At that time, I actually got the chance to go back to school. I went to grad school, got an MFA at Pratt, and everything I did at Pratt had to do with the hand. I had some hand injuries, and I also really just became fascinated and obsessed with hand functionality and gloves in particular. While I was there, I read about something called the Astronaut Glove Competition, which was a citizen inventor challenge to redesign spacesuit gloves. It may seem like a misnomer, glove technology, but it's actually super important because it's how we affect the rest of the world. We've had 5 contracts with NASA specifically for gloves. I'm really proud of that work. But what I want to do is leverage the technology that we've built for astronauts for personal protective equipment for first responders here on Earth, specifically firefighters' gloves. I want to make the perfect firefighter glove to allow our brave men and women in the first responders to be able to affect and move things around better. In fact, as I understand it, the FDNY right now has to remove their glove to hit the calm button, and I think that's a really bad thing. I think we can do better.
Thank you, Dave. Good job. Wow, wonderful. Do you want to kick us off, Ken?
Yeah, that's great. That's really great, Ted, what you're doing.
Thanks.
And it's nice that you're making it in Brooklyn as well. How many employees do you have, and what would you use the money for, in terms of expanding, and sort of 3-part question, and how are you going to go after the fire departments of the world and the police departments?
Great questions. Yeah, so we have, there's 3 of us full-time. That can vary a little bit depending on how many contracts we have active. We've had as many as 5 full-time and 3 part-time, but right now there's 3 of us. I'm specifically interested in developing a prototype firefighter's glove. It's really hard keeping NASA happy, and getting the bandwidth, the wherewithal, and the money specifically to dedicate to a new project is a really challenging thing. So that's this money would be focused exactly on getting a prototype. We do have connections with the FDNY through the Navy Yard. In fact, they have the Naval Division and the FDNY there at the Yard. And we've had an open invitation to bring our prototypes to their test lab. So that's really my first inroad to bringing the prototype to market.
How similar in terms of product development and materials will that new glove be to the existing one that we just saw?
Very different. That's a spacesuit glove, and the gloves we want to develop for astronauts or for firefighters is a few less layers. That has something like 8 layers, especially in the gauntlet, whereas firefighters' gloves have about 3. There is one feature in particular that we want to lift from that for firefighters' gloves, and that's the fingertip. Right now, every firefighter's glove is sewn over the fingertip, which means you have a seam allowance, and the glove sits at least a 1/4 inch, if not 3/8 of an inch, away from your fingertip. So hitting buttons and dealing with technology becomes really challenging. So it's that fingertip technology we're interested in incorporating.
So one more question, sorry. So you will have to set up new manufacturing for this new glove and pretty much a whole new line of production.
Correct. Production so far has been very small for us. We make a couple gloves for one contract over 6 months. So it's a very small item. And I think we would imagine actually partnering with a larger company in the industry once we have prototype and IP protection.
Fascinating, great presentation.
Thanks.
With the fire department, how do you price what the glove is going to be, and then how do you determine how you're going to make money? Have you got to that stage yet?
I have, yeah. Firefighters' gloves are pretty pricey compared to normal gloves. You can pay upwards of $200 for a really good set of firefighters' gloves. I'm not sure FDNY is going to want to do that. The good news is we're not changing the materials of the glove itself. So we're not trying to reinvent a great deal of the product itself. It's really about incorporating a fingertip into a pre-existing sort of framework. So there's not necessarily new manufacturing, so we can potentially find suppliers or manufacturers here in the States or overseas. The volume is much larger than spacesuits, obviously, and I think that that's an important factor. But having partners to help us get it on the ground and get it running is really important.
Thank you.
Great job. Unbelievable. Great job. Amazing. And if we could help you get in with the fire department, let me know. I'm happy to help where I can. I mean, it's just, you know, I'm up here and I'm just blown away by these game-changing initiatives that are going on in every corner of this city and this region that is taking place. The creativity is so inspiring. And you get a sense of why New York has grown the way it is. It's because of these entrepreneurs, and they all deserve a big round of applause for what they're doing. If you didn't feel it tonight, boy, it's different. Judges, we have a tough job.
It'll be a tough one here, Rob.
Yeah, we have a real tough job. We are all going to go into the green room. Juliet, it's all yours to tell them about the 1969 Mets from the pitching staff all through, and our hope is that we'll get back to you really quickly. So I'm going to take the judges into the green room, and we'll be right back. Thank you.
Oh, hi, ladies and gentlemen. Before you go, I know some of you may want to take a bathroom break or whatever, but we want to do a couple of presentations right now. So don't go away. And you know, the judges, they're going to have a tough job there because there were so many great products here and so many great presentations. You've got everything from recyclables to safety to food to health. I don't envy them. But we're going to do some nice things right now with Mark Brzezinski. And tell us about this, Mark.
First of all all of you folks did a fantastic job. Let's have a hand once again for all of our finalists here in the audience. Thank you. And thanks so much for your participation and your support of 1010 Wins. Much appreciated. We'd like to call on all our finalists to please come up to the stage. We would like to give you our finalist presentation awards at this time. Thank you.
All right, so you'll each get a plaque with your name on it and a big thank you for participating. And we're going to get a group photo. And hopefully you all stay in touch no matter what you are and what you're doing. You never know who's going to learn from somebody else or do well by somebody else.
Bicycle. Snacks.
All right, so why don't you come, right, if you can like move it around.
Yeah, that's good.
Fantastic. Hold it up nice, like chest high, everybody can be pretty even.
Juliet, we'd like to have you in there as well, please.
Okay, we'll get right in at the end.
Okay, on one.
All right, great. Thank you. Thanks for participating. Yes, you do have boxes under your chairs, so for some safekeeping. And sit tight if you want to take your bathroom break. Sit and schmooze if you need another glass of wine. Be our guests. And we will wait. That's great.
Our Zoom meeting. I think he works at WFAN. I'm the guy with the cool voice. I sold some rugs for him a couple of years ago, and he gave me a tour of the studios upstairs.
Oh yeah, we're FAS up in White Plains.
FAN, yeah.
Oh, FAN.
Yeah.
Oh
he
here.
works for
Oh
FAN.
yeah. Oh, that's
And
great.
so he invited me over. And I wrote him his check for what I sold for him.
Yeah. Oh, very nice.
And it was a lot of fun. He showed me around.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Told me to stay away from the kids. I said, "I was cool with that."
This is where we're gonna put the. You know, it's so funny. I bought my
We're gonna put it out. We go live, right? Okay, that'll be able to check that
That's amazing because everybody at the radio station
Smells like donuts over here, and I want to eat everything.
Once you meet somebody, they kind of become your favorite. Unless, of course, they're new to you or something. It's always and the celebrity or
Wow. Yeah, thanks for coming.
My pleasure.
Wow. We thought this was pretty tough, but there seems to be a clear winner. What is that?
It was not clear. It was a tough. These guys have a tough.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Let's just make sure everyone's together. Just want to make sure we have a good shot before we go.
Wait.
I saw you guys with that space. You didn't want to get that glove up, did you?
All right. The check is in place. Wait a second. No, I know we're not ready. No, I know that. I'm just warming up the Yes. Well, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, and we have a winner. These judges debated and they discussed and they have selected somebody from our 10 fabulous contestants. First of all, though, thanks for joining us on 1010wins.com/live. And once again, we do want to thank our sponsor, B&B Bank, because they did a great job here and they're allowing this contestant to win the $10,000. So we thank you all for being part of this event. And do we have a drum roll, please? We have an audience drum roll. I absolutely love it. Do we have a drum roll? I think we have it from the audience. One more time, audience. Yes. And our winner is Emma's Torch. Come on down. $10,000 check for Emma's Torch. Does wonderful work helping refugees to cook and to become in the restaurant industry. Congratulations. That is huge. Wow, what a concept. Working out of Brooklyn. Yeah, that doesn't go in the ATM, ladies and gentlemen. Way to go. Nice pose.
Thank you so much to everyone. I learned so much today, and I invite you all to come to our restaurant. Thank you for believing in us, and I look forward to seeing you there.
Well, thank you so much for being a part of the event. Thank you to all our contestants for all your hard work. We really wish you all well, and who knows, down the road, we might be seeing your future successful endeavors. And, of course, we want to thank our sponsors, our judges, our contestants, our audience here tonight, everyone at 1010 Wins, all the staff that helps make this possible. Now, we're going to see you at our next business challenge in December, but if you want to sign up, you can start that at our neighborhood spotlight event in Brooklyn. That is September 12th. And you can also go online if you want to participate and you want to become a contestant at 1010wins.com/challenge. So thank you all for viewing. Thank you all for coming.
Thanks to the finalists, all of you are all winners. All of you are winners. You guys did a great job. And as I said earlier on, my hope is that each and every one of you stay in touch with us in a big way. You're doing things, you're changing your communities in such a powerful way. Stay in touch with 1010 Wins. There is a reason why 1010 Wins has been around for 50 years, because it does care. It cares about communities, it cares about neighborhoods, it cares about what you're doing. So thank you very much. And to Julia Papa.
All right. Thank you. Thanks, Rob Walsh. He's done a great job as our MC tonight, and we'll see you next time in December. Thanks again.
Let's have some donuts.
Good night. Oh, congratulations. Well done.